General contractor Tom Silva, our upcoming guest, put their expertise to use. No one is more well known for home improvement projects than Tom Silva, better known as Tommy from This Old House. Countless hours have passed as many of us have watched Tommy and his crew transform rundown houses into Although Tom's professional exploits have garnered a lot of attention, his admirers are naturally interested in his leisure activities. What unusual things has this symbol for renovation done? Is there a new way he can teach others what he has learned over the years? Come along with us as we uncover the truth about... It appeared like Ask This Old House's Tom Silva was always going to be a famous home remodeler. The well-known carpenter from This Old House came into this world in Lexington, Massachusetts on January 17, 1947. Tom spent his childhood in the construction industry because his father, Richard, was a carpenter as well. Tom Silva and his family resided in a historic colonial house that dates back to 1787 when he was a child. He had one sister and two brothers. The house may have been old, but that didn't stop Tom and his siblings from seeing it as an opportunity to gain practical experience in building. The brazen Silva children made the decision to construct their own nuclear bunker beneath their ancestral home, an action that now appears unfathomable. Having a personal bomb shelter provided many Americans with a sense of security during the anxious Cold War era, when the possibility of a nuclear attack was significant. The Silva brothers proved that even at a young age, they could manage large construction projects by combining classroom instruction with hands-on experience and reading widely. The idea of a group of children constructing an underground bunker certainly sounds like a recipe for disaster. The fallout shelter that Tom and his brothers worked so hard to construct is now standing. Although Tom hopes it will never be put to use for its intended purpose, the subterranean sanctuary sparked his lifelong passion for construction. Tom and his nephew Charles established a legitimate construction company named Silva Brothers out of the Silva family's Cold War home, which soon grew into something much larger. Building. To hone their carpentry abilities, the two worked on a range of residential projects for clients who paid. Silva Brothers rose to prominence after landing their first major contract, which involved constructing the set for the hit television series Victory Garden. With his reputation as a no-nonsense, get-it-done carpenter, Tom became famous during a time when the construction industry was suddenly highly visible. In the mid-1980s, while Tom and his crew were working on a renovation project for a notable individual, the man saw Russell Morash, the man behind the hit TV show This Old House, and knew he had found the right contractors, talented, hands-on contractors. Tom Silva became a permanent member of the cast of This Old House in 1988 when he was introduced as the show's lead contractor. He would use his show to advocate for time-honored principles in home renovation. His infectious enthusiasm for preserving historic sites, along with his wit, self-deprecating humor, and meteoric climb from regional construction company owner to nationally famous TV star, all started with Tom. How did Tom transform his childhood passion for construction into a successful profession? Fire into a successful building company. The construction empire of the Silva brothers is something we should study. Tom Silva was born and raised in the dangerous world of home construction, but he became famous and successful as a host of the hit television series This Old House. Tom Silva and his nephew Charles were hard at work laying the groundwork for their daring company, Silva Brothers Construction, long before they gained fame. Tom and his brothers used to spend a lot of time in the backyard as kids, and that's where he got his first ideas for businesses. He quickly realized, even as a young man, that his calling was in the building trades. Thanks to his innate talent, Tom and Charles opted not to approach well-established companies directly in their search for carpentry jobs, drawing inspiration from their father's profession. Rather than that, they decided to They disregarded the norms and established their company from the ground up. They had no experience running a business, so they had to learn on the job, but they were young and full of ideas. Getting their first major client was challenging in the beginning. Nevertheless, the pair's dogged determination was greatly rewarded when they were contracted to construct the set for the enduring PBS series Victory Garden. Their big break came when they were given strict deadlines to construct breathtaking outdoor sets. In the future, they would advance rapidly in their careers. Tom and Charles had their big break with the Victory Garden project, but that was just the beginning of their big break. Was about to transpire that would irrevocably alter the course of their lives. We previously established that in the late 1970s, this old house was pioneered by repair expert Russell Morash. He was constantly on the lookout for competent craftspeople as the show's popularity skyrocketed over the following decade. People whose solutions for homeowners were both reasonable and well considered. The timing couldn't have been better. The Silva brothers were in the midst of a home remodel when Morash was casting his net for competent new builders. Watching the crew work together, solve problems, and care about preserving the character of older buildings was an impressive sight for Morash. Morash boldly decided to take Tom along after seeing tremendous potential. In their new role as official building partners, Charles and his crew have joined this old house. All of a sudden, the new Silva Brothers company, and Tom in particular, was in the national spotlight. He spent years honing his carpentry skills, establishing his charisma on camera, and becoming an expert at explaining complex concepts before landing a permanent role on This Old House. Tom became a beloved character on This Old House during his lengthy tenure there. His extensive knowledge and hands-on approach to house renovations transformed numerous dilapidated structures into charming new homes, and he became practically synonymous with the show. Tom would still be the first to modestly claim credit for the show's success, even though his fame skyrocketed as a result of these incredible changes. Tom would likely claim that everyone involved with making This Old House a hit was equally crucial to the show's success, but no one can deny the pivotal role that Tom played in the Silva Brothers Construction Company's rise to fame. Its popularity skyrocketed alongside that of This Old House. Two young, determined builders became one of the most popular home improvement franchises on television. Well, that's not bad for a couple of kids who were known to construct bomb shelters in their backyard, is it? For years, Tom Silva and his nephew Charles had been trying to build a reputation for their modest construction company, Silva Brothers Construction, by working as ordinary construction workers. Their lives were about to undergo a major transformation, but they had no idea it was happening. Their talents were noticed by a famous person. That individual was none other than Russell Morash, the late-night host and creator of the hit home improvement show, This Old House. MASH initially had the idea for a home repair show in the 1970s. The show would show everyday people how to fix up and maintain their homes. Despite its modest origins on the public television station WGBH in Boston, This Old House swiftly rose to prominence on a national scale. The show's simple yet effective premise: have professional contractors renovate a dilapidated fixer, upper room by room, captivated viewers. Tradespeople provided step-by-step instructions as the show grew in popularity in the 1980s. If Morash wanted to provide consistently high-quality content, he knew he had to assemble a new elite crew of renovation experts. In Marsh's search for dependable, competent builders with a passion for restoring old structures, he encountered Tom Silva and the Silva brothers. Tom and the Silva brothers were heavily renovating an old house when this happened. As fate would have it, Morash was driving by their work site one day and was immediately impressed by their speed and meticulousness. He could see that these were dedicated artisans who were restoring historic homes with extraordinary care and expertise, not merely slapping together superficial repairs. Immediately upon meeting Tom's crew, Morash approached them with the proposal that they take over as this old house's official general contractors. Combining his charismatic personality with his innate carpentry abilities was a lifelong goal of yours, Tom. The appearance on This Old House catapulted Tom from being a well-known owner of a regional construction company into the realm of pure celebrity. His talent for breaking down complex renovations into easy-to-understand terms, coupled with his modest and self-deprecating demeanor, propelled him to stardom. Viewers fell head over heels for Tom after his 1988 debut episode. He became synonymous with This Old House in the subsequent decades, appearing in innumerable breathtaking house makeovers. His magic touch for transforming dilapidated houses into breathtaking contemporary homes captivated audiences. With Tom's help, renovation and construction projects that had previously appeared insurmountable were suddenly within reach. Tom certainly didn't become famous on This Old House suddenly. Rather, he worked tirelessly and persistently throughout his life to achieve his success. His favorite things to do with his dad and siblings were around the house when he was a kid. When he founded the Silva Company, he brought the principles of craftsmanship and traditional problem-solving that he had learned in his early years working in construction. Tom was able to hone his renovation management abilities on actual job sites through his brother-in-law Charles's business. There, he was responsible for supervising work crews, coordinating subcontractors, and maintaining strict adherence to deadlines and budgets. Tom overcame these and other similar obstacles repeatedly throughout his lengthy and arduous tenure on This Old House, demonstrating his true professionalism as a construction worker. By preventing the ruin of numerous priceless artifacts, Tom Silva has permanently marked American architecture. His innovative approach to fusing contemporary design with painstaking historical detail has transformed dilapidated structures into magnificent mansions for fortunate families. Here are a few of Tom Silva's most spectacular home makeovers that fulfilled people's wildest dreams to the actual world. Old Carlisle House is a farmhouse from the 1820s. After first glance, Tom and his crew could tell that this farmhouse from the early 19th century desperately needed a comprehensive restoration. The home was on the brink of collapse due to the core structure's weakness caused by years of neglect and exposure to the harsh New England weather. Tom tackled the daunting job of repairing the house's shaky foundation while preserving its historic form and style. He oversaw the complete replacement of the roof with new, long-lasting materials and the reinforcement of the house's framework. Restoring the original woodwork, built-ins, and architectural details is like stepping into a bygone era of meticulous craftsmanship. True to its name, the Arlington Arts and Crafts House was an estate in the early 20th century that exemplified the innovative style of the illustrious arts and crafts movement, which celebrated the value of handiwork. Tom had the utmost priority of honoring those roots while he tailored the aging home to his clients' requirements. Current demands for increased space and productivity. To accommodate these demands, Tom supervised an expansion that resulted in a massive rear addition, creating an expansive open-plan living space. Unfortunately, he took extra care to ensure it didn't appear sloppy.